What if I told you that long before Silicon Valley, there was a city that glowed so brightly with knowledge it was called the center of the world? A place where science, art, and philosophy exploded in a golden age that shaped the very foundation of our modern lives. This wasn't Rome, Athens, or London. This was Baghdad. And today, we're unlocking its forgotten secrets. Imagine a city bustling not just with merchants, but with the greatest minds on earth. In the 8th century, Baghdad wasn't just a capital, it was the epicenter of a revolution. The Abbasid caliphs, rulers with an insatiable thirst for knowledge, decided to build something unprecedented. They founded the Beit al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom. This wasn't just a library, it was a beacon, drawing scholars, scientists, and thinkers from every corner of the known world. Christians, Jews, Muslims, people of all faiths and backgrounds, united by a single purpose, to gather and translate all of human knowledge. Think about that for a second. The works of Aristotle, Plato, Euclid, and Galen, which were fading into obscurity in Europe, were given a new life here. Teams of dedicated scholars worked tirelessly, translating these ancient Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic. This monumental effort didn't just preserve knowledge, it ignited it. It was like downloading the entire hard drive of ancient civilization and then hitting upgrade. This act of preservation alone is one of history's greatest triumphs. Without the House of Wisdom, countless masterpieces of philosophy and science might have been lost forever. The European Renaissance, centuries later, was largely fueled by the rediscovery of these very texts, which had been saved and studied in Baghdad. So, who were these intellectual giants? Let's meet a few. You might have heard of algebra. Well, you can thank Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. His book, with a title that gives us the word algebra, wasn't just a set of rules, it was a systematic way to solve complex problems, a true game-changer. His work introduced Hindu-Arabic numerals, the very numbers we use today, 0 through 9 to the Western world. Imagine doing math with Roman numerals. Al-Khwarizmi's contributions laid the groundwork for everything from modern computing to financial systems. He literally wrote the code for a new era of mathematics. Then there was the field of medicine. In Baghdad, hospitals weren't just places for the sick to go. They were sophisticated medical centers with different wards for different illnesses, surgical units, and even psychiatric care. A towering figure in this field was al-Razi, known in the West as Razors. He was a brilliant diagnostician who was the first to accurately differentiate between smallpox and measles. His comprehensive medical encyclopedia, the comprehensive book on medicine, was so detailed and authoritative that it was used as a standard medical textbook in European universities for over 500 years. These weren't just theories. They were applying the scientific method: observation, experimentation, and peer-reviewed to save lives. The innovation didn't stop there. In astronomy, scholars in Baghdad weren't just stargazing, they were building massive observatories, creating incredibly accurate astronomical charts, and calculating the Earth's circumference with astonishing precision. They questioned the Ptolemaic model of the universe long before Copernicus. In optics, the brilliant Ibn al-Haytham or al-Haytham pioneered the scientific method and completely transformed our understanding of light and vision. He proved that we see because light enters our eyes from objects, not because our eyes emit rays. His book of optics was a masterpiece that influenced European scientists like Roger Bacon and Leonardo da Vinci. But Baghdad's golden age wasn't just about science and math. The city was a melting pot of cultures, and this fusion sparked a creative explosion. Poetry and literature thrived. Stories from 1001 Nights, with its tales of Aladdin, Sinbad, and Ali Baba, were collected and woven together in this vibrant urban landscape, capturing the imagination of the world for centuries to come. Calligraphy became a high art form, and intricate geometric patterns, known as arabesques, decorated everything from mosques to manuscripts, reflecting a deep appreciation for beauty, order, and the infinite. Philosophers like Al-Kindi and Al-Farabi grappled with the great questions of existence, blending Greek philosophy with Islamic theology to create new and profound systems of thought. This was a society that valued intellect and creativity above all else. They understood that a flourishing culture required both scientific rigor and artistic expression. So why did this incredible era come to an end? Like all great empires, the Abbasid Caliphate eventually faced internal strife and external threats. The immense wealth and power that had fueled this golden age began to wane. But the final, devastating blow came in 1258. The Mongol army besieged and sacked Baghdad. The stories are heartbreaking. They say the Tigris River ran black with the ink of countless books thrown from the libraries, and then red with the blood of the scholars who were killed. The House of Wisdom was destroyed, An entire world of knowledge, painstakingly gathered over centuries, was annihilated in a matter of weeks. It was a cataclysmic event, a cultural burnout from which the city would never fully recover its former intellectual glory. The fall of Baghdad marks a tragic turning point in history, but the legacy of its golden age is indestructible. The knowledge saved and created within its walls flowed outwards, traveling through Spain and Sicily into Europe, planting the seeds for the Renaissance. The scientific method, algebra, advances in medicine, optics, and astronomy, these weren't just footnotes in history, they were critical updates to humanity's operating system, enabling the progress we often take for granted today. The story of Baghdad's Golden Age is a powerful reminder that knowledge is a torch passed from one civilization to another. It shows us that progress is not owned by any single culture or nation, but is a shared human endeavor. It proves that when different cultures come together, fueled by curiosity and a respect for learning, the results can be truly extraordinary. It's a chapter of history that deserves to be known, celebrated, and learned from. What do you think is the most impressive achievement from this era? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you found this journey back in time as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. Thanks for watching. But as we reflect on this lost golden age, it leaves us with a haunting question. What other centers of knowledge have been lost to time, and what secrets might they have held?